San Antonio Water System Standard Specifications for Construction. Item No. 816. Steel Pipe Installation. 816.1 Description: This item shall consist of steel pipe installation in accordance with these specifications and as directed by the engineer. 816.2 Reference Standards. Reference standards cited in this specification item. Number 816 refer to the current reference standard published at the time of the latest revision. 1. San Antonio Water System, SAWS. A. Specifications for water and sanitary sewer construction. B. SAWS Materials Specifications. 2. City of San Antonio, COSA, Standard Specifications for Construction. 3. Texas Commission of Environmental Quality, TCEQ, Chapter 290 Public Water System. 4. American Society for Testing and Materials, ASTM, International. ASTM A36, Standard Specification for Structural Steel. B. ASTM A53, Standard Specification for Pipe, Steel, Black and Hot Dipped, Zinc-Coated Welded and Seamless. C. ASTM A135, Standard Specification for Electric Resistance Welded Steel Pipe. D. ASTM A139, Standard Specification for Electric Fusion, Arc, Welded Steel Pipe, NPS 4 and over. E. ASTM A570, Standard Specification for Steel, Sheet, and Strip, Carbon, Hot-Rolled, Structural Quality. F. ASTM B3 Standard Specification for Soft or Anna-lead Copper Wire. G. ASTM B8 Standard Specification for Concentric Lay-Stranded Copper Conductors, Hard, Medium Hard, or Soft. H. ASTM B80 Magnesium Alloy Sand Castings. I. ASTM B843 Magnesium Alloy Anodes for Cathodic Protection. J. ASTM C94 Standard Specification for Ready Mixed Concrete. K. ASTM D1248 Standard Specification for Polyethylene Plastics Extrusion Materials for Wire and Cable. L. ASTM D1785 Standard Specification for Polyvinyl Chloride, PVC, Plastic Pipe, Schedules 40, 80, and 120. MASTM D2220 Standard Specification for Polyvinyl Chloride, PVC, Insulation for Cable and Wire. NASTM D3005 Standard Specification for Low Temperature Resistant Vinyl Chloride Plastic Pressure Sensitive Electrical Insulating Tape. OASTM D4388 Standard Specification for Non-Metallic Semiconducting and Electrically Insulating Rubber Tapes. PASTM C33, Standard Specification for Concrete Aggregates. QASTM C35, Standard Specification for Inorganic Aggregates for use in gypsum plaster. RASTM C150, Standard Specification for Portland Cement. SASTM C494, Standard Specification for Chemical Admixtures for Concrete. TASTM C595, Standard Specification for Blended Hydraulic Cements. UASTM C881, Standard Specification for Epoxy Resin Base Bonding Systems for Concrete. VASTM C1107, Standard Specification for Packaged Dry, Hydraulic Cement Grout, Non-Shrink. WASTM D512, Standard Test Methods for Chloride Ion in Water. XASTM D1293, Standard Test Methods for pH of Water. YASTM D3363, Standard Test Method for Film Hardness by Pencil Test. ZASTM D4541, Standard Test Method for Pull-Off Strength of Coatings using Portable Adhesion Tests. AAASTM D4752, Standard Test Method for Measuring Mech Resistance of Ethyl Silicate, Inorganic, Zinc-Rich Primers by Solvent Rub. 5. American Water Works Association, AWWA. AAWWAC 200, steel water pipe 6 inches and larger. BAWWAC 205, cement mortar protective lining and coating for steel water pipe. CAWWAC 206, standard for field welding of steel water pipe. DAWWAC 207, standard for steel pipe flanges for waterworks service, sizes 4 inches through 144 inches. EAWWAC 208, dimensions for fabricated steel water pipe fittings, Addendum C208A. FAWWAC 210, liquid epoxy coating systems for the interior and exterior of steel water pipelines. GAWWAC 216, heat-shrinkable cross-linked polyolefin coatings for the exterior of special sections, connections, and fittings for steel water pipelines. HAWWAC 217, petrolatum and petroleum wax tape coatings for the exterior of connections and fittings for steel water pipelines. IAWWAC 602, cement mortar lining of water pipelines, 4 inches. 100 mm, and larger, in place. JAWWAC 604, installation of buried steel water pipe, 4 inches and larger. KAWWAM 11, steel pipe a guide for design and installation. 6 Society of Protective Coatings. ASSPC Good Painting Practice, Volume 1. BSSPC SP1, Surface Preparation Specification No. 1 Solvent Cleaning. CSSPC SP5, Joint Surface Preparation Standard White Blast Cleaning. DSSPC SP6, Surface Preparation Specification No. 6 Commercial Blast Cleaning. ESSPC SP10, Surface Preparation Specification No. 10 Near White Blast Cleaning. FSSPC VIS1, Visual Standard for Abrasive Blast Clean Steel. 7 International Organization of Standardization, ISO. ISO 9001. 8 National Association of Corrosion Engineers, NACE. ASP 0169 Control of External Corrosion on Underground or Submerged Metallic Piping Systems. BSP 0286 Electrical Isolation of Cathodically Protected Pipelines. CRP 0375 Wax Coating Systems for Underground Piping System. DM 0497 Measurement Techniques related to criteria for cathodic protection on underground or submerged metallic piping systems. 9 National Fire Protection Association. A70 National Electric Code. 10 National Electrical Manufacturers Association, NEMA. ATC2 Electrical Polyvinyl Chloride, PVC, Tubing and Conduit TC3 PVC Fittings. 11 Underwriters Laboratories Incorporated. A83 Thermoplastic Insulated Wires and Cables. B486A Wire Connectors and Soldering Lugs for use WITH Copper Conductors. C510 Polyvinyl Chloride, Polyethylene, and Rubber Insulating Tape. D514 Outlet Boxes and Fittings. 816.3 Submittals, contractor shall submit manufacturer's product data, instructions, recommendations, shop drawings, and certifications. 1 Contractor to submit details of all specials, and of the lining and coating. 2 Submit shop drawings signed and sealed by professional engineer registered in state of Texas showing containing the following. A manufacturer's pipe design and thrust restraint calculations based on AWWAM 11, latest edition. B. Provide lay schedule of pictorial nature indicating alignment and grade, laying dimensions, welding procedures, fabrication, fitting, flange, and special details, with plan view of each pipe segment sketched, detailing pipe invert elevations, horizontal bends, welded joints, and other critical features. C. Indicate station numbers for pipe and fittings corresponding to drawings. D. Do not start production of pipe and fittings prior to review and approval by SAWS engineer. E. Provide final approved lay schedule to SAWS engineer. F. Include hot tapping procedure. G. Submit certification from manufacturer that design was performed for project in accordance with requirements of this section. Certification to be signed and sealed by professional engineer registered in state of Texas. H. Submit manufacturer's certifications that pipe and fittings have been hydrostatically tested at factory in accordance with AWWAC 200. I. Submit certification from NACE Certified Coatings Inspector for coatings and linings, that steel pipe furnished on project was properly inspected and defective coatings detected properly repaired. J. Submit inspection procedures to be used by manufacturer and for quality control and assurance for materials and welding. K. Submit following for non-shrink grout for special applications. 1. Manufacturer's technical literature including specifications for mixing, placing, and curing grout. 2. Results of tests performed by certified independent testing laboratory showing conformance to ASTM C1107, non-shrink grout and requirements of this specification. 3. Certification product is suitable for use in contact with potable water. L. Submit proof of certification for welders. M. Submit affidavit of compliance that materials and work furnished comply with applicable requirements of reference standards and these specifications. N. Make available copy of testing reports. O. Submit manufacturer's affidavits that coatings and linings comply with applicable requirements of these specifications and coatings were applied in accordance with manufacturer's recommendation applied and allowed to cure at appropriate temperatures. P. Mortar coatings and linings were applied and allowed to cure at appropriate temperatures. Q. Test results. 1. Compressive strength, 7 and 28 day, test results for mortar coating. 2. Hydrostatic testing, magnetic particle testing and non-destructive weld test reports as required. Are all required submittals as required in specification item number 819 galvanic anode cathodic protection. S. System checkout report with certification by the contractor's corrosion engineer stating that the testing criteria in these specifications have been met. T. Record drawings shall be submitted and approved by the engineer before the work is considered complete. 816.4 Materials. The materials for steel pipe shall conform to the specifications contained within the latest revision of SAWS material specification item No. 0530. Steel pipe. 1/4 pipe 14-inch nominal diameter and larger, the finished ID after lining shall be the nominal size. 2/4 pipe 12-inch nominal diameter and smaller, standard OD pipe sizes shall be furnished. 816.5 Construction. Steel pipe shall be installed as specified within item number 812. Water main installation of these specifications. 1. The contractor shall furnish all steel piping including fittings, couplings, specials, pipe supports, eye-bolts, nuts, and accessories which are shown in the contract documents and as required for proper connection to existing piping. 2. The contractor's attention is directed to the fact that the exact location and elevation of existing piping must be determined in the field prior to fabrication of connecting piping. 3. All steel pipe and specials may be either milled pipe or fabricated pipe and, in either case, shall be fabricated to the sizes, dimensions, and shapes as indicated in the contract documents. 4. Unless otherwise indicated in the contract documents, all steel pipe, bends, or specials, shall have an outside diameter minimum wall thickness and unit weights as shown in standard drawing DD 856-01. 5. Any pipe section, fitting, or special which shows dents, kinks, abrupt changes of curvature other than specified, or any other damage will be rejected. 6. Any pipe section, fittings, or special section that has been dropped from a truck or crane will be rejected. 7. The contractor shall, at his own expense, replace each rejected section. 8. Ends of pipe sections, bends, and specials shall be beveled for field welding, unless shown otherwise in the contract documents. 9. All piping shall be made from steel plate rolled into cylinders or sections thereof, with not more than 2 longitudinal butt welds, or shall be spirally formed and butt welded. 10 girth seams shall be butt welded and shall not be closer than 6 feet apart except in specials and bends. 11 standard and special sections shall be within 1/16 inch, plus or minus, of the specified or theoretical lengths. 12 except where ends are shown in the contract documents to be joined by mechanical couplings, all joints for steel pipe installed on the bridge structure and in open trench shall be welded. 13 welders appointed to do welding on steel pipe shall present to the inspector and engineer all applicable 4F and 5G certifications. 14 all welds shall be sound, free from embedded scale and slag, shall have a tensile strength across the weld not less than that of the thinner of the connected sections, and shall be watertight. 15 butt welds shall be used for all welded joints in line pipe assemblies and in the fabrication of bends and other specials. 16 all welds shall be subject to pre-manufacturing inspection and available to the inspector and engineer upon request. 17 welding for field joints shall conform to the latest provision of AWWA standard specifications for field welding of steel water pipe joints, C206 or most applicable approved equal provision. 18 parties involved in the construction of main, S, shall pay special attention to the latest provision of AWWA standard specifications for field welding of steel water pipe joints, C206, control of temperature stresses or most applicable approved equal provision. 19 after welding, the joints shall be prepared, primed, and painted, or wrapped in accordance with these specifications. 20 joint preparation shall include mechanical grinding in order to remove all slag, splatter, rough edges, and surface irregularities. 21 joints shall be tested per SAWS engineer. Testing may include particle testing and X-ray testing. 22 leaks in welds shall be repaired by chipping out the defective material and re-welded. No hammering will be permitted. 23 all steel pipe, bends, and specials shall be prepared, primed, painted, or wrapped in the field as specified herein. A. Exterior surfaces above ground. 1. Exterior surfaces of all new pipe and appurtenances installed shall be thoroughly cleaned to bare metal by high-speed wire brushing, scraping, or other suitable methods approved by the engineer, given a single coat of industrial grade, rust-inhibitive primer, and 2 finish coats of aluminum paint. B. Exterior surfaces underground. 1. Exterior surfaces of all steel pipe, bends, and specials which are to be installed in open trench shall be thoroughly cleaned to bare metal by high-speed wire brushing, scraping, or other suitable methods approved by the engineer, given a single coat of rust-inhibitive primer, and wrapped with polyvinyl tape in accordance with the latest provision of AWWA C203, protective coatings for steel water pipelines or most applicable approved equal provision. C. Buried couplings, mechanical. 1. Couplings which are to be installed underground shall be protected in accordance with item No. 816.4.6, protective coatings, of these specifications. D. Field welded joints. 1. After installation of pipe, bends, and specials, all ends of pipe adjacent to welded field joints, including the weld proper, shall be cleaned, primed, painted, or wrapped as specified for the pipe /adjacent to the weld. 2. Joint preparation shall include mechanical grinding in order to remove all slag, splatter, rough edges, and surface irregularities. 3. Joints shall be tested per SAWS engineer. Testing may include particle testing and X-ray testing. E. Interior surfaces. 1. The interior surfaces of all steel pipe, fittings, and specials shall be cleaned by sandblasting and then primed and coated with a cement mortar lining. F. Cement mortar lined and coated steel pipe shall be used for mains 4 inches and larger. G. Cathodic protection shall meet requirements outlined in contract documents and specification item number 819 galvanic anode cathodic protection. H. All cement-lined steel pipe shall be prepared with the following processes. 1. Steel pipe shall not be tested until the factory-applied mortar lining and coatings on all piping and specials have been in place for a minimum of 14 days. 2. Steel piping with cement mortar field applied to the interior of the pipe shall not be filled with water until a minimum of 8 hours has elapsed after the final placement of cement mortar, unless otherwise approved by the engineer. 3. Use lining conforming to the latest provision of AWWAC 205 or most applicable approved equal provision, except as be noted otherwise in the contract documents. 4. Cement used in mortar lining shall be Portland cement, per the latest provision of ASTM C150 or most applicable approved equal provision, type 2 or V for lining. 5. Pipe shall be cement mortar lined in the shop by the centrifugal process, in accordance with the latest provision of AWWAC 205 or most applicable approved equal provision. 6. Cement mortar lined pipe shall be braced as required to maintain roundness during the shipping and handling activities and shall have ends capped prior to shipment. 24. Trench, bedding, and backfilling. All trenching, bedding, and backfilling for steel piping to be laid in open trench shall be in accordance with the requirements specified in specification item number 804, excavation, trenching, and backfill. 816.6 Measurement. Steel pipe will be measured by the linear foot for each size and type as follows. 1. Measurements will be from the center line intersection of runs and branches of tees to the end of the valve of a dead end run. 2. Measurements will also be between the center line intersection of runs and branches of tees. 3. Where the branch is plugged for future connection, the measurement will include the entire laying length of the branch or branches of the fitting. 4. The measurement of each line of pipe of each size will be continuous and shall include the full laying lengths of all fittings and valves installed between the ends of such line, except that the laying length of reducers will be divided equally between the connected pipe sizes. 5. Lines leading to a tapping connection with an existing main will be measured to the center of the main tapped. 816.7 Payment. Payment for steel pipe installed will be made at the unit price bid for linear foot of pipe of the various sizes installed by the open cut method. 1. Such payment shall also include excavation, selected embedment material, backfill, compaction testing, polyethylene sleeve, hauling and disposition of surplus excavated material, including all existing pipe, fittings, cathodic protection. Appurtenances to be abandoned or removed, all weather surface, and other required. Testing as per specification item number 804, excavation, trenching, and backfill. 2. All requirements for welding, protective coatings, and testing must be completed and accepted by SAWS engineer or inspector prior to payment.